Rise and shine, everyone. What a beautiful day. Looks like nobody's in here yet, but oh gosh, it's gorgeous. I'll give you a little. If I look at that sun too much, I'm not going to be able to see chat. but wow, look at those. This is the this is the stuff winter dreams are made of. The trees are gorgeous, full of snow. That sun is coming. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. Something weird happened. I got kind of kicked off the internet for a second. It might have been because I reconnected the better internet. But yeah, good dawning. Hi, Chris. Listening on your way to work. Awesome. Just don't spin while I spin, maybe. I mean, that's up to you. Angela, good dawning. Great to see you both. Welcome to the space. I showed the sunset when nobody was here, but I'll show it again. This is like winter dream material. It's gorgeous out here. Look at that. Look at the trees with all the snow. We got a little bit more snow, enough to cover footprints a little. It's just gorgeous. And it's warm, so everything's melting. Yeah. And it's warm enough that I didn't wake up freezing. It's warm enough that I woke up and the drain had thawed, so the water went down. So I'm excited about that. um, makes it a little easier. I have a fire going, but it's not as cold today. It's just not. Hi, Nathan. You're in the hospital right now, guys. Need space held. Lots of love and healing to you, Nathan. I wish you really well. Yeah. Yeah, prayers and love to you as you go through your process. All right, so let's create our little space. Pull light down from source into our hearts and down into the center of Mother Earth and back up into our hearts, and then rest there on the out breath. So we'll do that again 3 times, then expand to our bubbles, and then a group bubble. Welcome in, Zane. Nice to see ya. Always nice to see you. I'm loving that you're becoming part of the family. You've come into the fold and are here regularly now. That's really wonderful. I really like seeing you here. Beautiful. So let's see here. Let's pull light down from source, the very center of all that is. So breathe in that love and that light into our hearts and down into the center of Mother Gaia and up to our hearts. Beautiful. Let's do that 2 more times. One more time. So now we are centered here. We are tethered to source and tethered to Mother Gaia. So connected to all that is and all the light, and also rooted here in the earth, strongly and firmly. So we are free now to expand. And so we will expand our own bubbles, and then we'll expand into our group bubbles. So we'll blow up those bubbles as we breathe into our heart. So love in and expand. Love in. Expand this light and love. Love in and out. Beautiful. We're in this beautiful protective space in our own bubbles now. And now we'll expand into our group bubbles. So love in. This big bubble of love that we're in now and very protected. Love in. Expand. blow up those bubbles. Love in. Expand. This beautiful, wonderful bubble that we're all in, that is safe and protected. Uh, so, according to our own intentions and what is right for us, we can always opt out of anything. But you can make the intention now silently or out loud. With what you wish to call in, you can say these out loud or silently if it works for you. I call in our highest selves. I call in the angels and archangels. I call in the ascended masters. I call in our ancestors and descendants. I call in all of those that guide, and protect us for the greatest good of all. I call in Archangel Michael, beautiful, protective light, strong, protecting energy. I call in Archangel Raphael of healing and love. I call in Goddess Isis and strong protection, the golden, with the pyramid of light, the pyramid of protection around us. But yes, we're in the light. We're very protected. Breathe in that protection. Feel that. Know we're all here together, very safe in this space. Millie, greetings. Welcome into this beautiful day. It's a new one. We're born anew every day. Beautiful. Fatima, welcome. I love that you're joining our circle as well. Amazing. It is gorgeous out today. Just created our beautiful bubble, our beautiful group space, so that all that are here now are protected, and all that join in the future at any time are also protected. Sitting on the beautiful sunlight with you, and the sun is amazing. Feel that. Breathe in that pure light, that pure love. As I gaze towards the sun, feel those healing rays. I can turn that way now. I'll turn you towards the sun so you can see, because I'm going to lose track of the chat completely if I look at the sun too much. Let me see if I can put the... I'm not going to be able to see. Wow, beautiful clear skies. You got to see, there's hardly a cloud except for where the sun is coming up. So the sun is coming up through the clouds. And it's just... I was explaining this is the stuff winter dreams are made of. It is mild. It snowed overnight, so the trees are icy and snowy. The sun is coming up through them and shining on everything, and the icicles are melting. And it is just pure bliss. Everything is shining. The sun sends healing rays to all of us to absorb and to really breathe in. It is just amazing out here. It is amazing. I'm facing the sun too. Oh, the geese flying overhead. Gorgeous. Yeah. I was hearing some birds. I'm a little bundled, so my ears aren't super exposed. But I am hearing perhaps some crows. Let me just see if I can hear some more. Maybe I'll take my hood off. It is just gorgeous. I love it. There's definitely some cars on the highway. Some sort of birds. I forget what the woodpecker sounds like. I know I hear it a lot. So I tend to maybe have a tricky time remembering bird calls, even though I've heard them a lot of times. It takes me a long time to sometimes absorb and remember things like that, because I do absorb things pretty deeply. So it does take me a while for those things to stick. And because my memory isn't necessarily always the strongest part, crows, of my experience, it means I have room for other gifts to grow and expand. So I've had to focus on other things. But it is beautiful out here. I've got to stop looking at that sun because it makes it really challenging to see the chat. I'm doing my best to read it. Um, Geese flying gorgeous. 37 degrees. What is 37? It is warmer here in Toronto today. Beautiful. I can hear the crows by you. Yes, yeah. So I hear the crows. It feels like they're in celebration. Feels like they're excited to be alive. And so am I. It's gorgeous out here. Yeah. Anyway, beautiful. So yeah, we created our little space. Maybe we'll go through some. Oh, I was gonna say some physical things, but maybe I'll draw a couple cards. Just bring forth a little message for the group and who all who listen later. See if there's a message from spirit of what is important to hear right now. Just a little reminder, just to have these little tiny message cards that I just felt like making. They just have different messages on them. They're not in line with the tarot. They're just they're very talkative right now. Ah, ah, ah. Oh yeah, there they are flying right by the sun. All right. I like to call to them. I'm pretty playful like that. All right, we got one message. Where's the one? That one. And this one. Oh, two more came out. Okay. Let's see what we got. See what we got as a message to focus on today. See what's important to hear and know. I love how these come out sometimes. Can you see that? Connect in nature. I mean, I'm not sure we needed a message card for that. It feels pretty obvious and important, honestly. I have no idea what the weather is in other places, but it's a little milder today and it's just gorgeous. So, this is a reminder to get out there and just enjoy it and feel it. Connect with the trees, connect with the birds, and feel those healing rays reach every level of your being, every cell. Oh, look what we got. Just 1 second here. We got Mars, which it's Tuesday today, so it's Mars Day. So that feels very synchronistic to have Mars come out on Tuesday. So even with all the beauty, as we rise up into our power, we do need to allow things to fall away. We do need to allow the processes to happen. I don't know where Mars is right now. I haven't. There's my memory again. I can look at it a lot, but still have a challenging time remembering where Mars is. Actually, I can look it up. I have it right here. This is for the 2nd of February, so it's a little behind, but where do we have Mars? Mars is, yeah, okay, yeah, Mars has been in Cancer. Yes, I remember that. In my 5th house. Yeah, okay. It would be different for all of you. Yeah, I mean, Mars, and I mean, looking where your Mars is in your chart could be helpful. My Mars is in Sagittarius in the 10th house. Um, but yeah, allowing Mars to work in our lives, sometimes there's a tendency to watch and defend against that. But sometimes we need to allow that destructive force to knock things down so we can rebuild. It's an important reminder not to fight against it, but to allow. And that's within our own bodies as well, because I do feel strongly that pain is, well, a signal first to us to notice something, but it's also a blockage. So if we feel into that pain, we can receive the message and we can actually release the pain. And I do tend to do that myself. And I've experienced a lot of different kinds of pain. Some pains that have been pretty persistent. That's been good practice for me. Yeah. So I also got go within. And so within, I mean, we need to go out into nature, but we also need to connect deep within ourselves. And like I said, as things are happening out in the outer world, the more that's happening, the more we need to go within. And so it's important to be slow and deliberate and to check in with ourselves and go in into those places and go inside and keep that peace. I also got one that says guidance. So it's a reminder to, as things are going on, there could be chaos. I mean, it is the day of Mars. To really check in with our highest selves, to really check in with our guides, to really check in with our systems and not be rushed into making decisions through fear, through other people putting pressure on us. So many times we're being pressured, oh, you need to make this decision right now. I mean, I find that a lot in my own life. This is really urgent for us. Yes, and I get that and I feel that. But it will make all the difference to go within and check your guidance system so that you can act from an empowered place. Really act from that solar plexus, that place of power, and up into the heart. And express, like bring that up through to your throat chakra as well, so you're expressing truth too. And to be fully rooted in our own power and to express and act in the world through that power. So yeah, those are the messages that I got today. Connect in nature. Really feel the messages that come through, what the trees, what the sun wants to heal in us, what the sun wants to help us have fall away. The birds, pay special and close attention to the birds as well. And let that sun burn away what is no longer needed. And allow that destructive force to come in and burn it away as peacefully and easily as possible. We can still choose peace when there's destructive forces or when there's intense forces happening. We can still choose to allow the flow instead of fighting against it. And if there is conflict, can we look inside ourselves to see where that conflict is and what it comes from? And then can we let it go? Let's recognize what is ours and what is other than ours, and let's let go of that. Make the intention of what it is that we want, really on a deep level. So, not in terms of what it is we want to see necessarily in the world, but what feeling it is that we want to cultivate. If we want peace, then what is it that we need to release in order to have that peace? If we want happiness and fulfillment, then what do we need to release in order to have that? I feel like that's really important. And yes, the going within as we're going without. is absolutely key. Continue to be rooted in your own inner knowing, in our inner knowing, all of us, myself included, as we go about our days and out in the world. Let's check in with ourselves. I just lost a couple of them. And then our inner guidance, I'm going to go collect those. Um, let's stay connected to our inner guidance, our highest selves, and also our guides and all those beings around us that are really helping us to be the fullest, most beautiful selves, most powerful beings we can be. All right, I'm going to go grab those and I'll be right back. So, for a reminder also to stay strongly rooted so we're not as easily blown away. But once we're rooted, to allow that force to flow through us as well. So I can see the screen a little better now that the sun's maybe at a better angle. My throat is still a thing for me. Maybe I need to crow. Um, that's what we are doing. This message is for me. I can't explain. Aw, Zane, awesome. That's beautiful. Lots of love to you. Lots of love to you. When I heard crows, it was like the nature was calling me to get out of concrete city life and come to me. Oh, I feel that, Zane. I feel that. I've spent a lot of time in cities, and I came out here over a year ago, and it's very rural, and I love it. There's lots and lots of nature. There's lots of animals like bobcats and coyotes and deer. I've communed with porcupines out here and lots of birds, owls. There's groundhogs here. They live underneath the barn and some other areas. I didn't see them. I didn't see them a couple days ago on Groundhog Day. I bet you they're still doing their best to stay underground for the most part. I haven't seen them recently, but yeah, I don't do city life that well anymore, and I do feel like a lot of us are being pulled to the country. Um, but things are also speeding up, so there may be calls to go to areas that we were pulled away from previously. I know with myself, I was called to do some very deep rest in the country for a while. And now I am needing to keep that peace that's with me and to go into areas that were more stressful for me, to go back into more populated areas and a little bit more into the city. My kids are in the city, so Halifax is not big, really. Um, there's a lot of parts of it, but it's getting busier, and I find that to be more than is my preference. Um, but I know I can go in there protected, and I can do what I need to do. So yeah, oh, that's so sweet. That's beautiful, Zane. Wonderful. I'm planning, but it may take time. But I want to go now. I totally hear that. I felt the call, and it kind of was pretty challenging to get out, and it had been a dream of mine for quite a long time. And I was actually planning to get to the country with my kids, and my kids didn't make it, so they're still in the city, um, which I imagine would be challenging. They're very sensitive. Um, they put a smart meter on our house about a year before, and once they put the smart meter on, the energy, we ended up getting sick a lot. There was also cigarette smoke coming from the neighbors into our house. So between the smart meter and the cigarette smoke, we did experience a fair amount of illness, which was kind of the it was kind of spirit saying, it's your time to go. Oftentimes there will be pretty big crises that happen in order to push you out of a space that is not right for you. So things will often get more challenging or more testing, more difficult in a space, and that's just to help you on your way. Otherwise, you may just continue to stay there. So yeah, we were quite sick for that last year um, with the cigarette smoke, which is very unfortunate because we were very organic eaters. Um, and we didn't have a lot to mitigate that. That was pretty upsetting. And the cigarette smoke and the smart meter was something that we couldn't. We did our best to protect against with stones and other protection, but it did have its effect on us there, and we needed country all the time. So yeah, we were really pulled out of there. We were being pulled strongly, and unfortunately, my kids got stuck in there. But I was able to get myself to the country, and it's been the best decision I've ever made. Um, yeah, yeah, very nice messages. They make total sense. Very mysterious. Sometimes my logic ego mind can't believe synchronicities. The magic of life, huh? Isn't that it's and then you might go forth in your day and hear this message like a couple more times. Maybe the crows will come out a couple more times. Um, maybe you'll just go refresh on YouTube and something will come up that's very similar message, or you'll get into a chat and people will be talking about the same things. It's life is magical. And I do like to describe magic as being what the science, or there's explanations, but it's like beyond our rational mind knowing or ability to grasp. And yeah, that feels like magic. I very much believe in that feeling of magic and synchronicity. So that's very beautiful. Anyway, I'm just going to go through the comments. Very true. I always try to be as peaceful as I can. Awesome. Yes, a lot of people moving more closer to nature, away from the city. Great messages, Lindsay. I will be and have been mingling with energies that I had not interacted with in the last 16 years. So I get it. Oh, wow. Interesting with the smart meter. Oh gosh, I didn't want it. And I didn't have much choice because I was renting. Honestly, I was in low income housing, and I didn't really get to choose that. They were putting it in. And it's just the way it went. It got us out of there. Eventually, got me out of there, and them too. Um, it was the place where we lived. It was kind of like a bit of a pit. I heard other people, my neighbors felt a similar way, where they landed there, but they struggled to get out. It was just a really challenging place to get away from, to leave. That they felt like like she felt like she was trapped there with her kids as well. Um, there was an energy about it, and I do believe. And I mean, I worked energetically with it to a certain extent, but the energies were very strong there. And there were actually spirits in the house. Um, and I worked with it as much as I could, but there was just so much history there. I believe it was a brothel, which is just intense energy back in the day, back in war times. And new building, but same space. I believe, yeah, new building, but same space. And my boys would sometimes describe their bedroom, which they didn't sleep in. They slept in with me, but they played in there as the loud room. And there would sometimes be a man going up the stairs or hanging out up there, which Um, yeah, I worked with as much as I could, but yeah, it's energetically intense place to be. Um, and the whole land really needs a good energetic recalibration and release. Yeah, they force those meters here in New Jersey. Here too, they really force them. Um, yeah, I think I might have been able to say no at another place, but they really. I mean, I was renting there too, and I was with a shelter, but I just really didn't want it. So I don't know if they actually did put it on there. Yes, my YouTube algorithm is so very mysteriously in sync with my thoughts and intuitions. It's like my higher self is confirming the messages. That's so interesting with the algorithm because it does do that. I mean, it's like an extension or it's a more physical it's kind of like the AI working with us. It's like a more physical manifest uh um yeah, I guess I don't know how to describe that anymore, but that's what happens, Zane, 100%. Yeah, the AI is programmed to go along with our preferences, and so it's a more physical manifestation. I mean, we still get the physical in other ways. Like we'll go get it in nature. Like you may come off and see crows and um, get a lot of the same messages, or meet people that might say the same things, and you might wonder how that happens. But yeah, it happens with the algorithms as well, and I find that so interesting and intriguing. Anyway, I am going to do some physical stuff. My body's like, yeah, let's do this. Maybe I'll do some twists first because twists are my favorite. Actually, a little bit of cat and cow just in my chair. If you're laying down, totally do it. Or like if you're able to go onto all fours, totally do it that way if you feel it. But it's just a really good like spine wake up exercise. Um, and oh my gosh, I was talking about the cobra last night. I mean, here we are in the year of the snake. So getting into that cobra pose seems really powerful, and maybe alternating with sphinx, right? Um, excuse me. All right. So yeah, just a little bit of gentle cat and cow, just feeling the spine, just section by section, just wakening up. Maybe even my arms up a little bit. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to. Just waking that spine up. Curving and arching. A little bit of back and forth. Gonna do some twists. So I'm twisting to the left. Gonna breathe in and breathe out and twist more. Twist. Feels so good to twist. Twists are one of my favorites. Excuse me. Love and twists. Oh. Yeah. Get those twists. Feel that in your spine with the snake energy. Snake energy will encourage us to twist so that energy can rise up our spine. Oh, yes, that feels so good. Beautiful. I'm gonna maybe put my hoodie on, my one jacket. Right. Let's go through some exercises. I'm gonna start with spins. Yeah, I feel like I got pretty calm last night with my show. I was on for like 2 hours, 22 minutes and 22 seconds, about maybe slightly more. And just I felt like this sense of peace. and needing to just kind of take it easy through this process. At least today, feeling in a more gentle place and inspired, and just a little bit more calm. Let me see, maybe I'll put the screen up a little bit and I'll do some spins clockwise, right hand, look at your thumb, 33 spins to the right. Do it at your own pace. Do as many as feels right for you. It can be pretty intense if you're not used to doing it. And then after 33, we'll plant our feet, face the direction that we started, and just allow our eyes to wander and allow that feeling to be within us. And then we'll breathe and come back to center. All right, so let's do it. Let's do 33. Ready, set, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Perfect. Oh, goodness. So your eyes be soft, let them drift. Soft eyes. Oh, beautiful. Come in. Back to a snaky center. Oh, feels so good. I love movement. I'm going to stretch to the left, stretch to the right, do some hip circles, loosen up the energy, and the other way. Beautiful. Just some stretches in the back. It's always so much trickier to do it with all my gear on, but all right. All right. Big circles. All right. I love going. Feels so exciting. All right. Feels so good. Okay. Is there a Tina in the house? Good dawning, Tina. Nice to see ya. Rise and shine. Welcome to the sunshiny space of love. I'll show you a little view of the gorgeousness. Cheyenne. Welcome in. Feeling the sun, love vibes. All right. Let me see here. Let's do these ones. Oops. Tight elbows with material. Yeah, there we go. Back into the heart. All right, cross the belly button, left to right, and down the sides of the leg. Beautiful. Gorgeous. And we'll do a zip up. So we'll start at the base chakra. We'll work up to the throat, and then up and over, just to wake up. All right, here we go. Beautiful, wonderful. Now we'll do our chakras. So we'll start at the earth chakra and we'll work through the body and then beyond. So I just like to bend my knees, go in my pose, power pose, and I'll start at the earth and we'll breathe through them each and just wake them up. So earth. Now you can go in reverse if you'd like, Zane, as you're later on your 625. So you can go in reverse if you would like. But it wouldn't hurt you to go this way either. So I'm just going to go through. All right. So let's go earth, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, good. Let's do a little forward bend. Always interesting for me to find out how flexible or not flexible I am and how much work I've been going through. So if I've been going through a lot and it's just a releasing phase, I am not going to be flexible. So I can really gauge. It's kind of a good physical marker for me to see where I'm at in terms of release and what I've been going through. It helps me kind of remember and to be gentle with myself. Let's see here. Let's do some Ho'oponoponos. These are really powerful, really helpful prayers to realign and really let go of all that's not ours. Really release it all, make everything right again. All right. Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. I am sorry. Please forgive I love you. Thank you. Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. I am sorry. Please forgive I love you. Thank you. Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. I am sorry. Please forgive I love you. Thank you. Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono, Ho'oponopono. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right. Let's do some sending love to everybody. Maybe we'll do some of these. That's a good way to wake up too. Also can massage your spine a little bit and your arms hit. All right. Okay. We'll do some love out to everybody. So we'll center again in our hearts and we'll extend to bigger spaces. So within this bubble, we all have our own spaces where we live in the world. So we'll send love out to bigger and bigger spaces. And as we get to bigger spaces, we'll be doing it together, depending on where we are. So we'll be joining forces and extending out our love to bigger bigger and bigger spaces. And then we'll also be melting into that love, especially as it gets bigger and bigger. There's a beautiful crow right there. All right. So let's breathe into our hearts. And now we'll extend this beautiful love that we have. This light source coming in, this love, this pure light. Let's extend that out to the area where we are, and bigger, and to the people. Not forcefully, just to sit there so that if they want to reach for it, it is available to them. I never like to force any love or anything on anybody else, because I do feel like that can be felt as an attack. So I like to be aware of that, and to just send for it to be there if somebody so chooses. It's still up to them. We're allowed to sit in our misery if we so decide. But if we want to move past that, there is love available to us. And I want that to be available to others if they would like it. So we'll send out some love. So let's breathe into our hearts. Beautiful. Awesome. So we'll send this love out to our yard, into our space where our house is. So love in. Expand this love. Nice protective love. Beautiful. Now a greater property, a greater area. For me, it's the whole property with my friends where I live here. So love in. I now envision a bigger area. For me, there's surrounding rural space, lots of beautiful space with cliffs and caves and woods and rivers. So love in, expand love to this space. In, expand. Beautiful. Now we're on village, town, or city level. So where you are and into the extended area with your town or city or villages. Love in. Community area. Beautiful. Now we're on county level. We'll send love out to our county. Love in. Out to our whole county. Beautiful. Now we're on province, state, or territory level. I apologize if there's any other terms for other countries that I am not aware of. So please bring that up if you have different names for things, different areas, so I can include that. So this is out to the province, state, or territory. For me, it's Nova Scotia. Love in. Expand. In. So now we're on country level. I'm in Canada. I know some of you are. Others of you are in the United States or in Pakistan, perhaps Germany. So let's love in and expand to our whole country, or what we call our country. Love in. Beautiful. Feeling the joining forces. So now we're on continents. So for me, it's North America. And for wherever you are, love out to that continent. So love in. Beautiful. So now I like to go to hemisphere sometimes, so northern or southern. I'm in northern. Uh, some of you may be in southern, so let's go in. Beautiful. Now we're at Earth and Mother Gaia level. So we all join forces. And I know that we're joining forces with Zane being over in Pakistan now as well. Um, so it's a beautiful time where we all come together. So love in out to the whole planet, our Mother Gaia, who loves us so much. Love in, expand this love, offer it to all who are here. So now we'll go to soul system and solar system, our alignment and our connection with the solar system. Love in, love out to the whole solar system. Love in and out. And our sun at the center. Love in and out. Beautiful. And now galaxy. Love in. Up to our galaxy. Love in. Galaxy. Love in. Galaxy. It's beautiful. Now universe in. Out. Universe, beautiful. Our multiverse. Expand. In. Expand. Now cosmos, love in. Expand. Love in. Expand. Love in. Expand. Melt into that love. And now all that is, seen and unseen. Love in. Expand into that pure love. So love in from source. And love into all. Love in. And out. We are a pure source ourselves. So we come to this point that we remember and realize that we are. There's no separation. It only exists in the mind. Oh, in love and light. In love and light. Oh, in love and light. Hey, girls. Ooh, that was a good one. Did you see him? So it is. Beautiful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Let me see. I'll come back in here. Still going through my throaty stuff. Oh, do we have a Edie in the house? I was checking all morning for you, and then you snuck in, and I didn't see you. Oh, Edie, I'm sorry to hear that. I did post on Discord, but you're not over there. Late getting chickens. I don't think you are. Are you? Late getting chickens out this morning. I'm listening. Life happens. I hear it. All right. Yeah. Good to see you all. Gosh, I just love being out here today. It's gorgeous. I went out a little sniffly, but so much warmer than I've been. I think my stove is going well, so that's exciting. I'm going to get coffee soon. Just a gorgeous day. I might go out. I have to connect with a friend to see if that's happening. There's a possibility of going into town. Yeah, so I don't know. I could do a little bit of healing if you guys are interested in a little bit of sound healing. Did a little bit last night, and that felt pretty intense, which felt good. I feel a lot lighter today, honestly. A lot lighter. Felt a lot of solar plexus tenderness yesterday after everything. but not pain like I had felt like I had that attack pain. And I also looked it up because the gallbladder um, is there, but also that's a very common place for psychic attacks. And I hadn't realized that before. And which can be a place that holds a lot of anger. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you are. It means that maybe somebody else is upset about you and can project it onto you in that space and is upset often about your own power. And I do have a thing going on with that here now. Oftentimes people are threatened by others who are in their power when they are not in their power or not willing to go into their own power. It's challenging oftentimes to let go of control of others. And I feel like we can all not relate to that. At the end of the day, all we can really control is ourselves. So it's important to go with what we're not able to control and focus on that. We always get to control how we respond to anything. There can be a lot of things coming at us, but we do not need to respond with any sort of anger. I mean, anger can be healthy as well. If it's there, it needs to be brought out. It doesn't need to be brought out of other people. Then we get to choose how we respond. And one of my biggest lessons has been that it's really not personal. What comes at you from other people isn't personal. Everybody's going through their own things. If we think about it, we know we're going through our own things, and sometimes we may erupt at other people. So it happens with others as well. It's not personal. If somebody's upset, especially when you're in your power, that just has to do with their feeling out of control and their lack of power. And people will often want to control others, just especially when they feel like their world is collapsing around them. And if you allow them to, it can be the easiest way forward. So it's very easy. I know it's been easy for me to allow other people to have control or seeming control over me and to put up with abuse or, behavior that's not okay just to keep the peace. But we don't need to continue to stay in those situations. So, and yeah, we often energetically move. And if we're working, if we're growing and changing pretty rapidly, we're going to outgrow our physical situations pretty quickly. So when I first came here, I was quite in tune and maybe around the same level, but I've outgrown this. Our relationship has outgrown itself. I'm now in different places than my friends here, especially my girlfriends. So that is what it is. And I feel I do want to leave and want to move on to another place. I'm just waiting for that opportunity to present itself. So that's what I'm doing. Just finished school drop-offs. Beautiful Millie, everybody. And is anyone else getting static? I can refresh. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I don't have signals of that a lot of the time. Oh, yeah, thanks. Maybe you didn't hear me. Thank you for letting me know. I don't often get signals that that's happening. The internet here isn't super great. And my computer also, even though it's relatively new, is a very basic model. So I got it very, which was a blessing. Got it brand new, which is not typical of me, but I got it brand new, and it just doesn't have a ton of processing capability. So And that's just what it is. Is that a little bit better? What do you need to hear, Tina? Hmm. I'd love to hear what you say. Um, Heaney, I popped into Truthwave to comment on his new thumbnail and saw that you and Ben were already in there. Are you guys hanging out in there having a pre-party? You guys hanging out there in Victor's room? He got a new thumbnail? I didn't see that. I got a little look. You guys, we getting new thumbnails? Needed to hear what you were speaking of. You'll have to remind me what that was. Sometimes I say things and then I completely forget what it was that I was saying because I just get into the flow of it. It's a very momentary thing for me, and I don't necessarily have good memory of what it is I speak of. I kind of just get into the flow of receiving. But yeah, I have my own situation here, so I don't know if that's what you were talking about. My own situation, how I've kind of outgrown the friendships that I've had here, and I've just needed to accept that. And sometimes there's some resistance. We want to kind of fit in with these friends, and we'll kind of compromise ourselves and sacrifice ourselves in order to continue to fit in with them. But I've noticed the shifts, and I've decided to let go of it because it does feel like we're going in different directions. So that does also have more things coming up in terms of upset, because then the other will feel that disconnect, which honestly was initiated by them to begin with. But it's when I start pulling away, oftentimes, that there's more upset about it. Um, but yeah, it's just not in the same place anymore, and that's totally fine because I've moved on to something that I feel is more in alignment with me, shedding layers. And so, yeah, so that's where I am, looking for my new space, because it's winter here and it's just a little bit more urgent in the winter to make sure that I have a place. Once it becomes spring, I can do okay outside, or like don't have to worry so much about heat, which is just a huge deal here. But in the winter, it's just, yeah, it's pretty urgent. So this is where I am. So I don't know if it was that you needed to hear, if there was something else. But yes, we're changing and growing pretty rapidly, so we can outgrow relationships pretty quickly. And it doesn't mean either one of us is wrong. It just means that's not where we are right now. When I first came here, me and my friend related pretty heavily over both of um, we were both in relationships, and our relationships were quite similar, and we were both feeling very challenged and very emotional about the breakdown of our intimate partner relationships. So we bonded a lot over that and our mutual journey with that. Um, and we've kind of moved into different places with that, as her partner still kind of lives there. And she's, I think, still hopeful that there will be, more, like they will reconnect. And I've kind of let my ex go. So I just had to let a relationship go with my ex plus daughter. Yeah. You had to let a relationship go with your daughter as well? Or are these two different situations? This is the daughter with the ex. Because, I mean, it's not easy work. The same ex. So the daughter of the ex. So you're letting go of the daughter as well as the ex, because that's no easy feat. Um, oh gosh, when it comes to babies, I mean, I've had to let go of my babies to a certain extent on certain levels as well. So, and my ex was also, even though he wasn't good for me, he was my connection to my kids. You're watching a squirrel scurry around. Ah, what is the squirrel doing? Is he looking for food? Hmm. Are we running around getting our little bits and pieces? Do we want to embody squirrel energy, or or would we rather not? Is that a helpful energy? I love squirrels though, I really do. My ex used to shoot them because they would get into the house. They can be like rats, or mice in the house. Um, but I really liked them. He would just take his BB gun out and shoot them. Um, he was vegetarian too. I found that interesting. I've always had a relationship with her since the day her dad and I started dating. Oh, you're okay. So it's your like, oh, his daughter. I hear you. I've always had a relationship with her since the day her dad and I started dating, even 20 years after her dad and I split. Oh, wow. That's hard to let go of. I mean, I've had the thing with my own kids, but I found it hard enough to let go of. I had a stepson at one point who was 2 months older than my daughter. And yeah, he just, he was turned, we were turned against each other, or he was turned against me, and I've always loved him. Um, but yeah, I haven't had contact with him quite some time, and it's probably better that way in some ways. It just would stir up too much from other people. But I cared about him a great deal, and he was a very sensitive, sweet little boy. And yeah, so yeah, letting those things go can be very challenging. Squirrel is getting his things. I mean, maybe that's a reminder to get our things, to gather ourselves, so we can be ready for our next stages. Heaney's been talking about doing that in her space, and I've kind of been doing that in my space. I still have my things quite packed. I don't want to have them packed for too long. A little tricky to figure out how to do that, to live and to also be packed. but yes, get ready. I feel like yes, get ready is a good message. God did not see it in his plans for me to bear children. Hmm. I was very fortunate to have my three. Technically, there's four. Um, one passed while in the womb. One was a twin, um, but never, was born. So it's a little bit different. But then I had my three. She was also very sensitive, and I asked her to go. So, and then she left very quickly. Um, but to my other three, yeah, I feel very blessed to have had all of them. And had I not had them, I wouldn't be going through what I'm going through now. So sometimes maybe that's a protective thing. Um, there could be many reasons for that. I mean, being away from my kids now means I can do a lot of this work on trauma and healing that I wouldn't have been able to do with them. So I was of two minds with that. I knew there would be very important times ahead that I would need to really dive into, and that having kids at the same time, I knew that I couldn't dive into those things to the extent that I wanted to. So I was of two minds because I really, every part of me wanted them. But then also I wanted to do the important spiritual work too. There's a lot of different kinds of experiences that we can have in this life, and kind of I'm kind of doing both of them. I'm kind of knowing what it's like to have kids, but I also know what it's like to be on my own. Um, it's very interesting to have that perspective. I'm good with it. He knows better than I. Yeah, well, exactly. You can talk with your higher self. You can talk with your guides. But yeah, you may have been saved from a lot of um, challenging times as well. Um, I had my kids with people that were pretty harmful in a lot of ways. I didn't wait properly for really wonderful people to come along. I was, I feel, too impulsive with that, but honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way because they wouldn't be here. um, they're beautiful, unique beings. Even going through all of this, I feel, is teaching us so much, but it is not for the faint-hearted. It has been a journey. Welcome, PG. Great to see you, dude. Welcome in. Did you have any good dreams? Oh goodness, I've been having dreams. I didn't really want to share the full dream that I had a couple nights ago because it's really intense. I do get dreams. I do work out a lot in my dreams. Yeah, I do get a lot of dreams where I'm being pursued by others that don't mean well. Um, and oftentimes, yeah, I'll wake up before anything really big happens. But yeah, we were just, I remember in the dream, my kids, I believe, are in it as well. Sometimes the people in my dreams are a little ambiguous, but we were all kind of lined up. And um, yeah, and forces were about to come at us. So um, I woke up right then and had quite a lot of reflection and felt like I needed a lot of protection. And like I said, I have dreams like that a lot, so it's not really a huge deal for me. A lot of people would find that really horrifying, but I've worked out a lot in my dreams. I used to dream about my kids and things happening to them a lot, and it really helped prepare me for all sorts of things in my life. And I feel blessed that I was able to experiment. I was able to feel those things out that way. So then I was able to, yeah, I was able to be better prepared um, when it actually came to be um, showtime. So those were my rehearsals, and then I had showtime. So won't be at Truth Wave today. I'm trying out hot yoga. Hot yoga, go PG. Wish me luck. Ha ha ha. I am not flexible. Uh, It doesn't matter. Like, I mean, I know that there's a lot of um, emphasis on flexibility with yoga. And the idea is to kind of become more flexible over time, but to work with where your body is at. It's always meeting yourself where you are and kind of working on yourself along with the body at the same time and the breath work. And it's just a very holistic way to heal. I love yoga. So, have you done much yoga before? Because I'm wondering if hot yoga is pretty intense. So, I wish you well. Yeah, just breathe through it and don't push yourself too far. The idea isn't to make yourself appear more flexible or to even necessarily be more flexible, but to kind of expand a little bit, grow a little bit, and to keep reaching for a little bit more um, and to heal. Um, there are ways I'm very flexible, and there are ways I'm not as flexible. And it's to meet ourselves where we are. And there's all sorts of messages in there. So beautiful. Good. Have fun. Wonderful. Trying new things. Yeah. Good luck. Breathe through each move. I will. It's beginner's class, so I should come out unscathed. Excited for you. We're all egg excited. We're all nestled in our eggs, ready to crack it open and be born anew, aren't we? Anyway, I think, shall I do a little bit of sound? I feel like it's late. I haven't connected with my friend yet, but it's 10 o'clock. Maybe I'll do a little bit of sound if you want to get a little bit comfortable. I usually don't give this warning because I never really know what's going to happen. But if you want to kind of get comfortable and just feel it, um, I can feel out the energy and just heal where wants to be healed and do a little bit of healing through sound. There's light beings and angels and all that want to help with this. Have a wonderful day, Millie. I know it's been long. Love you. You're welcome. Just going to do a little bit of sound. So, yeah, maybe get relaxed and just feel into it. I've realized that one of the most healing things is listening to myself do the sound healing. So, my own unique vibrations with the extra healing in my own body is so healing. And that's been something I've been meaning to do, record my own guided meditations with my own voice. That's a really good suggestion. I have not done it yet, but to hear your own voice hits you in a different way than to hear somebody else's voice. And then also you can harmonize with yourself. It's pretty cool. Have fun. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that beautiful sound healing as the sun pokes through the clouds again. Oh, these clouds are coming. The only clouds in the sky. Anyway. All right, let's see here. I got into quite a peaceful state. There's some intensity in there, some things to be worked out and through, and work with own things, as well as cleansing for you all and the collective here. My voice is still working through my throat chakra, still working through the healing with that. Lower chakra healing and cleansing and dispelling, coming up into our power and our solar chakras, really feeling that sun energy coming into our hearts. And healing there, and later feeling that ache in the heart, that cracking open and expanding. Working with the throat, working with the higher chakras and connection there. Full body tingles and energy working all through me right now and vibrating intensely. I often feel vibrations all through my spine, up into my teeth. Yes, I felt that ache in my heart, that clear feeling right in my heart. The solar chakra did a little bit of sacral connecting with the throat as well. A lot of different healings, a lot of different sensations, a lot of different sounds. And leaving things in a feeling of peace, feeling of openness, feeling of allowance, acceptance, and a feeling of wanting to have a bell to bring people back, because it does get very relaxing, and I want to be as gentle as possible when bringing you back into our bodies and experience, as it can get pretty intense. Can be pretty brown. I would suggest drinking lots of water. I'm going to go make myself coffee. Hot water is really great for the throat as well. And as somebody who's been on a bit of a singing journey, this sound healing isn't about the sounds, it's more about the experience through the sounds. But as somebody who does have a bit of a singing background, I've been singing since I was little. I used to do singing competitions. Excuse me. Hot water was a really helpful thing when I had that in my throat. It's funny, I still kind of mix it up. I don't know sometimes if the saying, I believe it is frog in the throat, but I also believe fog in the throat is very relevant. So a clearing, whether it's a frog or fog, is important, and important on a pretty regular basis, as we continue to go forth into the world and speak what is true. Yeah, some higher frequencies in there with the higher chakras. Not a huge focus, just an alignment there, I feel. A reminder to stay present in our bodies and to be as mindful as possible and holistic as we go about our day. Yes, a reminder to drink water and perhaps get a little bit of breathing and relaxing in before Truth Wave. Perhaps a little meditation, just to breathe. And to be in a good place for Truth Waves. Yeah, I've run pretty late today. I've gone a long time. I'm going to end this. I'm going to end our little, I hope that was good for everybody. I'm going to end our little circle. I'm going to release this bubble to source for us to return to if we come back to the session again at a later time, or for anybody who watches later on. I'll pull back our energy, and we can all do this to the extent that feels right for us. Pull back our energy so we feel more in our own space. We can choose to keep our guides with us to the extent that feels right for us. I like to keep mine with me, sometimes to a slightly lesser extent. To have mine with me. I like to work closely with my guides and highest self and angels throughout my days. I feel we're in a very powerful time right now, and so having that extra support from the spirit team is very, I find, helpful and important. So yes, we are fully protected. We go off into our day full protection and light and love and sunshine, and hopefully feeling pretty healed as well. So yes, lots of love to you, Chris, as you go about your day. I hope that you were able to take part in that as well to a certain extent, that your day is blessed and beautiful and magical. May you all have a magical, beautiful, amazing day. Thank you, Tina. Thank you all. I totally get it if you're not here for the whole time. This has been a long session, but I've just been feeling it and wanting to be here. So, and hopefully it reaches other people. Please like it if you liked it. Hopefully it reaches other people. Come across this at the time that is synchronistic for them. That it is also helpful for them. And it's helpful for all of us. It's healing for me. I hope it's healing for you and then everybody. So wish you all love and light and wonder and joy and peace throughout your day. And go out and connect with nature and find that stillness within. As Mars kicks down some things, kind of collapses some things in our lives, comes forth with some force. Let us find that peace within, and let us stay connected to our guidance. Always connect. Never faced with decisions. Let us connect with our own selves, our own guidance, our own highest selves. So that we stay in alignment with all as we move forward today and always. I love you all. And I'm going to end this here. A wonderful day. All right. Take care. Bye. See you